All right, now your Pinpoint weather and traffic together. We say good morning to Michelle Muscatello, and Michelle was just showing me a satellite picture of Earl and the eye of this storm. I was looking, it's like almost the size of Rhode Island. That's how massive this storm is.
This is a huge storm with tropical storm force winds extending out almost more than 200 miles from the center of the storm, and hurricane force winds out about 90 miles. Now, the worst of the storm is going to be found on the northern and eastern side. So even though we're forecasting a track just off of Nantucket, we'll get some tropical storm conditions here, but a shift further to the west would bring some of those hurricane conditions into Rhode Island and much of southeastern Massachusetts. You can see on the tropical satellite this morning just the large size of this storm with the outer edges of the hurricane now starting to reach into the outer banks of North Carolina, and as the system continues to push to the north and west, the conditions there will start to deteriorate. We're getting the swells from Earl already this morning. Seas are going to be building today. Dangerous rip currents are likely at the beaches today. And even though the sun's out, it's going to be nice and hot out, we are going to need to be very careful for beachgoers today. Weather headlines. Earl is going to track very close to Nantucket. That's the latest track from the National Hurricane Center. We do have those tropical storm watches, hurricane watches up. Those are likely going to be changed and upgraded as the day goes on and the system gets closer to us and confidence builds that we're going to see tropical storm conditions and possibly hurricane conditions. What I expect is that things will deteriorate starting mostly tomorrow afternoon. Lower 70s, Providence and Newport this morning, 71 in Westerly. All is quiet. New Bedford, skies are still clear. Your temperature around 69. Upper 80s, lower 90s for highs today. A little bit cooler at the coast. You're going to see those southwest winds increasing. It'll be a little breezy on the way for today. Futurecast. This is the first time we've been able to get a look with our Futurecast at the outer edges of this storm coming ashore tomorrow. So 8 o'clock this morning, just going to breeze through today. It's quiet, it's sunny, it's one last very hot day in this heat wave. This is day 5 of it. So 11:30 tonight, skies start out the night mostly clear, and then we start to see some of these high and mid-level clouds working in by the morning commute. Now 5:30 tomorrow morning, very good chance the roadways are still dry and the rain has yet to begin, but watch what happens over the morning and especially the afternoon. We start to see the rain come in. The yellows is the yellow batch here that you see is the heavier rain starting to work its way on shore. This is 2 o'clock Friday afternoon. So tonight, just increasing clouds, warm and muggy, a low down to about 70. Now this is another look at the hurricane. This is our infrared satellite imagery. You can see kind of here the 3D, just the perfect form of that eye as it pushes up towards Cape Hatteras. Very large storm system once again. Latest information actually has it strengthening through the nighttime last night. 144 mile per hour sustained winds, gusts to 173 with a north-northwest wind at about 16, moving to the north-northwest at 16 miles per hour. And you can see the latest track has this, instead of being a Category 3 when it brushes by the Outer Banks, now forecasted to be a Category 4, and that means it won't have time to do as much weakening as it passes by our area. So Category 3 storm tomorrow afternoon south of Long Island, and then from there passes by as a weakening Category 3 and Category 2 storm as it makes a very close pass. We're looking 20 to 30 miles off of Nantucket right now, and there's still wiggle room in this track, and this is the concern. Notice Rhode Island still within that whole cone of uncertainty, and that's talking about as far west as the center of this storm could pass or as far east as it could pass. So any shift in the track will mean a lot of difference for us in terms of these winds. If it shifts further to the west, we'd be talking about these hurricane force wind gusts starting to work its way into Rhode Island too. Right now we're looking at tropical storm force wind gusts for much of our area. So rip currents and rough surf, this is what to expect. I actually upped these numbers based on a closer track from what I had yesterday. So we're now looking at 2, possibly 5 inches of rain for tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. Wind gusts as high as 40 to 60 miles per hour. It's over Rhode Island. We could see hurricane winds on the Cape, the islands, and even parts of, say, Buzzards Bay. Coastal Rhode Island needs to be on alert as well. The trend last 18 hours has been a little bit closer to us, and if that continues, then again we're going to see worsening conditions. Seas 15 to 30 feet, starting to see some of those 30-foot swells expected just off of Nantucket. So it's time to get in port if you are a mariner. 7-day Futurecast, sunshine and 92 today. Low 80s tomorrow with those tropical storm conditions expected as Earl passes by in the afternoon and nighttime. It's a quick-moving storm. I'm still looking at only 6 to 8 hours of those storm conditions, so it's out of here Saturday, just windy behind the system, but